Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Sun is rising, feel the warmth on my face. There's a lot to do now, but there ain't no race.
Audio
I
Jungle.
sip my coffee, I'm feeling fine. No need to work yet, I'm gonna take my time. It's a brand new day, gotta take it on my way. Gotta take it on my way. It's a brand new day. Gotta take it on my way. Gotta take it on my way.
Good evening. Welcome to WSBI, your Resource for Success podcast program, where you get to meet inspiring women-owned businesses from across the country. My name is Kimberly McLemore, and I am your host. With us, we have Lisa Woods, founder and owner of End with Heart Management. Welcome, Lisa.
Well, hello. How are you doing, Kim?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fantastic.
Well, it is a pleasure to have you on board this evening, and I'm so looking forward to doing this interview. We've been kind of talking back and forth off and on the last few months, so I'm ready to get things started if you are.
I certainly am.
All right, well, great. Well, why don't you tell the listeners just a little bit about yourself and tell us a little bit about what's going on before we dive into the full interview.
Okay, great. Okay, well, my name is Lisa Woods. I'm a native of Texas. I'm a divorced mother of 7 adult children, 14 grandchildren. I was raised initially, by my grandparents in a little small town in East Texas, and that's pretty much why I am who I am today. It's because of the raising of my grandparents. They raised me up until the age of almost 12. And I learned so much from them. My grandfather, who still remains to be my best friend and my spirit and my heart, he's passed away. My grandmother passed away. And then initially, I moved to city Dallas and with my mom and my siblings. And so that's pretty much me. That's the beginnings of my life. Grew up, like I said, with a pretty large family, 7 kids and everything. And attended college and just have always been fascinated with business. So, where I am today is I'm owner, founder of my own business, but also involved in quite a few other things as well, which we'll get into later in the
Right.
segment. Mm-hmm.
All right. Wow. I love the beginning of the story. And it's been great that normally when most people give me their introduction, I usually have to hear about the business first and then I have to backtrack them. So, this is great. It's like she just dived right into it. As obviously you've done this before, right?
Yes, I have.
Well, that is great though. No, I love the beginning of your story. And I think it's amazing how our grandparents can be such a huge influence in our lives, and it's obvious that they were a good influence for you, and here you are moving on, and you've done great things, which we're going to continue to talk about. So talk to me a little bit about your inspiration. Now, were you inspired by your grandparents or other people when you decided to come into business?
Well, coming into business, really, of course, yes, I was inspired. My inspiration are my grandparents and of course, my mom as well. But I guess one of my greatest inspirations, I would have to say, would be for me, Oprah Winfrey.
Okay.
Just because I was very young when she came on, when she came into, us knowing who she was and her start beginning her show. She just always had so many positive things to say. And, we as people, me as a woman myself, saw her transition and go through so many different phases. And it just taught me through her resilience and her perseverance and her commitment that no matter what comes, no matter what comes your way, you must stay committed and you must believe and know who you are within yourself. And so she's a true self motivator. And so that's what she's inspired me to be, is a self.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, Oprah Winfrey is phenomenal. I mean, if there's any woman to look up to and be inspired from, is absolutely Oprah Winfrey, especially, for us young black women and women, period. It gives us the hope that I think a lot of women have strived to be and become and had not truly made it to the level that she has made it. But as definitely somebody that is worth looking back and learning from and consistently learning, because she has not stopped, even though we don't see her on a day-to-day basis like we used to with her show. But, having her own network, I mean, I couldn't have thought of anything more phenomenal than to see one of us women truly running our own show, way beyond, I think, even with her expectations, but, definitely a good way to be inspired. So let's talk a little bit about your business. Explain to me and the listeners about the End with Heart Management.
Well, End with Heart Management for me was, people, I was always interested in the different businesses. And so when I had a friend, some years back, asked me to be her manager, and I said, "What?" I said, "No way." And she says, "You are perfect for this because, I come to you and get all of my advice anyway. And so you really are my inspiration behind me being who I am. And that's really, how it got started. So I decided that, I would, of course, educate myself and, take classes and do what I needed to do to be able to find out what it took to be able to help people brand their businesses, to be a publicist, to be a manager, and to be able to open those doors for them to realize their dreams, their hopes. And so in doing so, it's just been a great thing. I've, collaborated with a lot of people. I'm partnering with DM Management and Company, which is a great company as well out of Georgia. And we've just been able to change lives of people, and certainly help people to, take some of the stress out of them just striving to be and seek out what they want to do in life.
Right. So you're more focusing on the life coach type side, or you're actually focusing as well on business, or is it just whatever the need of the customer truly is?
Well, whatever the need truly is. I started out as being a life coach, basically, and still do some of that, and then got into the marketing side, the publicist side, the management side of it, more so, as time moved on, and then that just has grown into so many other different great things. And so I'm super excited that I even started the venture. Everything that I started has truly become cohesive with the things that are coming into play.
Okay. So, and how long has you been doing, running, should I say, or owning End with Heart Management?
I've been owning that now since 2012. So
okay.
It's been 5 years. Yes.
Yeah, that's great. That is great. Yeah, they always say you get over that 5-year hump, there's many more years to come. So talk to me about some of the other business that you said that you're involved in. I know that you team with a lot of other organizations or other management companies, but what other pieces do you want to talk about? Okay,
well, yes. Like I said, got involved with DM Management and Company. Demira Melvin, just a fantastic man, owns his own business, CEO of the company, and, was able to, I've taught, he's younger than I am, but, let me tell you something. Age is just a number when it comes to certain things. I've learned so much from the young people in the industry that I'm striving to become better in every day. Right. It's awesome. This young man is he's a college professor. And so, I learned so much, but I'm involved in that. And then currently I'm living in the Houston, Texas area. And so I'm involved with Hollywood Houston Studios. And so what we do there is that we do talent, whether you're an actor, and, whatever sort of artist you are, an author, athlete, are you young kids striving to become an actor? We have classes. And so I'm the financial development, on that developer on that board of members. Okay. But also, I'm able to do my work there as well. And so it still all kind of, goes, hand in hand.
Right.
And so got into the marketing aspect of it. I do have a degree in marketing, so I worked in corporate for many years in the marketing. And so now I'm super excited to say that we're just about to launch a state of the art, cutting edge marketing technology business. And I have myself and I have a couple of other partners, and we are super excited to be able to bring that into the fore to also help people, maximize the most in their businesses.
Ah, that's going to be interesting, and I'm looking forward to hearing more about that later on down the pike. If I'm correct, I think it's something that we talked about previously before we even decided to do this interview, so I'm looking forward to hear a little bit more about that later on. But we won't steal the thunder right now. We'll make everybody wait on that one.
Okay.
So also, let's talk a little bit about the challenges. We all know, being a business owner, that we definitely have challenges. Talk about the challenges you've faced with your own business.
Well, you know what, Kim, you always want to give your clients and your customers what they want.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's why they seek you out in the first place. And so there's a big honor in that. So being able to open the right doors, um, you know, um, for them to, in order for them to find the success that they're looking for,
Mm-hmm.
and also, maintaining my credibility. That's a great challenge because working in this particular industry, people are very, very, it can be a stressful situation. So
Mm-hmm.
people are looking for me to take that stress away from them. So
Okay.
the responsibilities that I gain when I take on the role of their publicist or the manager or whatever the position is, then I have to make sure that I'm doing what I presented myself to be able to do. And so there's a lot of challenges out here in that industry, being that, just trying to get to the right people.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that we can't get them there, but, just getting someone to ultimately answer that phone call or return your message and be able to connect. That's one of the biggest challenges I face. But once that connection is made, it's like it's wonderful.
Right. Yeah. And I agree with that. I like what you were talking about as far as, being able to do what you say you're going to do, when you're dealing with your customers, and being that everybody is under so much stress in the world we live in today, having that one person that they can depend on, and you having to be that person that they can depend on, is probably the most pertinent and most important part about your business. And I noticed that you kind of focused a little bit on that. And I definitely agree that you want to make lives, people's lives easier. But then there's also that challenge of being able to reach out to those who really, truly can get you over that hump, so that you can make that other half work. So I can
Right.
see that, being that you're managing people, and the thing that's different about your business, you're not managing things, you are actually managing people's needs, and that makes a difference, in the world that we live in of business. And especially now that we have so many with things going on in our business that have to be social media, is a big part of running the business. And sometimes it's so hard to focus on both. You're either going to try to do one or the other, or either one of them are going to overwhelm you. And I think a big part of what you do is truly help people to understand that, it's okay not to be able to do it all. Let me come in here and help you get to where you need to get to, so you can focus on the other things to continue to make that business successful. So I like the aspect of your business, and I definitely applaud and actually need a person like you in my life. It's like,
I'm here.
well, when you're new in business, and you definitely try to do it all as much as you can, and because
Right.
there's so many different pieces that come with it. But then as you start to grow and start to realize what you're accomplishing and what you're trying to get done, you do understand that there are just things you can't do. And then once you realize that, then you start to kind of, as I say, peel the layer of that onion off, and start to hand out those things that need to be handed out. So
Mhm.
and so I definitely like, what you're doing. So talk to me though about, if you had to truly pick a success, that you've been in the business for a while, and what one thing that stands out to you the most that you feel has helped you become the successful person that you are?
Well, I would have to say commitment. I'm, anybody who knows me knows that I just won't quit. I just won't
Mm-hmm.
quit.
Mm-hmm.
I may go and take a good cry someplace in the corner someplace, Kim, but I'm going to come out saying, you know what, I will not be defeated. And I think, staying committed to yourself and staying committed to the cause. If you believe in what you're doing, like me, I believe that I had a place. I had a place, in the success realm,
Mm-hmm.
where I be doing what I want to be doing and be happy doing what I want to be doing. So, just having learned and stay committed to, the challenges at my corporate jobs that I
Mm-hmm.
had,
Mm-hmm.
education, my mentors I've had along the way, and those type things. Really, really taking from them and being a good listener and not always be the one doing all the talking.
Right.
Um, then those things have brought me to a place right now where I can be a great business owner. You know,
Mm-hmm.
uh, business owner. I'm able to listen and I'm able to take into the account and I'm able to be unbiased and just know that there is always more than one side. So that
Mm-hmm.
that would be the thing that has brought me to this point.
Yeah, and that's important. I like how you talk about the fact that, listening and learning what the things that surrounded you is how you got to this point. So when you made the decision and realized that, I can do this and I know I can do this and I have a purpose, I think that is probably the most defining moment for any person who decides to come into business. But when you really can sit down and analyze every aspect of it, of what
Mhm.
surrounds you, that's a gift, because not everybody has that gift. We all hear about those individuals who are uncoachable, so to speak, or you can't tell them anything, even though they think they know it all when it comes to being in business. And what people really don't understand about business and overall is that it's not just about knowing your craft. And so when you have a person in your field that can come in and like I said, and fill in those blanks, so to speak, so that they can continue to do their own craft and not have to worry about the other parts of it. I think that's really important. And being that you have been able to analyze it and be in the position that you're in is, like I said, I believe that is a gift, because I don't think everybody has that gift. And I'm glad that you're sharing that gift with others so that their world is easier.
Mhm. Mhm. Absolutely.
Okay. So the other question I have is that if there's another woman out here today that would like to go into business, what advice would you give them?
Let me just say, first of all, be committed to yourself. Know first of all what it is that you're going after. You know,
Mm-hmm.
are you living your dreams? Or are you still living off of somebody else's? Make sure this is about you, and then be committed to that. And then the other thing is read, network, and read. Read as many pieces of positive material, motivational, inspirational material that you can. Read about other people's story, and also the number one thing that I want to bring in before is to know your story. People are drawn to who you are as a person.
Mm-hmm.
That, yeah, the product may be great, the service may be great, but who are you? If you're not believable, if you're not being yourself, and if you're not believable, people will can go someplace else and get the same service. So just be who you are, go after what you desire in life, and know that this is truly your calling.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. People have a tendency to, like I said, they have an idea of what they want to do, but they definitely have a tendency to try to follow somebody else instead of following their lead. But I think also sometimes that comes with time. When you're so excited about bringing the business out, you start to realize that you're revamping yourself. Every time. Some people do, some people don't. But when you do get it, you really get it, and that's how people become successful, because they realize that you literally are branding yourself every day. That you're out there and you're doing the business. And no, some people may not recognize that that's what's happening to you, but that's really the essence of being who you are and being committed to what it is that you are trying to convey to people. And the same, like you said, and it's being your business, nobody else's. And you don't
Hmm.
have to be a follower. You absolutely can be that leader. But learning from other people is very important as well.
Hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, very, very good. Well, I, definitely have enjoyed this conversation. But before we go, please tell all the listeners how they can get a hold of you.
Okay, well, you can certainly reach me at End with Heart. That's ENDWH 2016 at gmail.com. Or you can reach me at 972-404-6969.
Okay, great. Well, again, I really do appreciate you coming on tonight and spending some time with me and sharing your story. I think it's a beautiful story, and I really appreciate what you're doing. And I'm sure there are many other people who appreciate you as well out there in the Texas area in Houston. And so, again, like I said, I want to say thank you. Do you have any last words?
I just want to say thank you so much for having me on. I've been excited from the second you invited me to be on, and this has been ongoing for a while. And so I was so nervous. I said I was ticking down the minutes, but I just thank you so much for allowing me to share, my joys and my hopes and dreams with other women. And I'm looking forward to hearing other shows with other women too that you're involved with as well with this.
Oh, great. Well, it's my pleasure, and I love what I do, and this is what my organization is all about, the Women's Small Business Initiative. We're here to allow women to be who they are, to share their ideas, and talk about their resources. Because like I always tell people in every one of my programs, and even outside of the program, is that there's no reason for us to have to reinvent the wheel. And there's no reason for us not to be able to assist each other so that we can all become successful. There's plenty out here for everybody. And so that's really what my focus is. So having this podcast program has been always such a pleasure to hear all of you ladies talk about your accomplishments and how you got there. Because I think a lot of times people forget that we are all still very human, and that, what you see every day is not what it started out to be, So,
Right.
So I always think it's a great reminder for everybody to understand what it takes to be a business owner. But on that note, like I said, again, I really want to thank you for coming on. And for the rest of the listeners out there, we're here every Thursday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. You can follow us on Spreaker at www.spreaker.com/user/WSBI. You can also follow us at the regular website, which is www.wsbillc.com. Also on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. But until next time, you all have a great evening. Thank you.